Ladies and gentlemen, Il Mostro is back. Well, it's a really hot day in the Chicagoland region. It's going to be in the mid-90s today, I think. And with the humidity, that might feel like 100. So I am wearing a protective vest that I bought. It was $100. I got it from Cycle Gear. I forgot what brand it is. I'll show you guys later, but it's got a chest protector and the whole back protector. And, you know, when it's in the 90s, I'm just not going to wear a jacket. It's just crazy. It's too hot. So at least I got the critical areas protected. And I know I'm risking my arms, but you know, there's always some risk inherent to riding anyway. At least I'm not just in a t-shirt. This is basically the 1-year anniversary, it was about a week ago, of my ownership of this 2017 Ducati Supersport S. And after a year of ownership, I can make a few comments about it. Number one, I love it. That's the most important thing. It's brilliant. It's plenty fast. The handling is fantastic. It looks great. It's relatively affordable. It's relatively comfortable. The seat gets much less hot than as a Panigale. The riser clip-on bars above the top triple clamp makes it a lot more comfortable than a Panigale. I can go further on this and not feel fatigued. So I really love this bike. And it's got a lot of low-end and mid-range grunt, which I love about this engine. Few things I've discovered that I was a little bit wrong about in my original video about this bike is I originally said that you have to really be on the gas to use the quick shifter, the upshift. That's not exactly true. As long as you've got some gas, some throttle, once the bike is warmed up, you can upshift using the quick shifter, and it's not a problem at all. I think that when the bike isn't fully warmed up, it can be a little jerky, and especially in the lower gears, like from first to second. But I've been on the throttle, I don't know, just almost cruising, barely any throttle extra over cruising, like no acceleration almost, and I can upshift without any issue, especially in the higher gears, and it's very smooth. Other than that, I have no issues to report after a year of ownership. And what do we got? 4,428 miles. The bike has had 0 problems. It hasn't dripped a single drop of oil or coolant or anything. I just replaced the rear tire because it was getting a little squared off. And the bike is hella fun. I love that section. A lot of tar snakes though, but I don't really feel them so much on this bike and these tires. The Rosso 3s, the Pirelli Rosso 3s, which I opted to get the new rear tire, the standard Rosso 3, because it's fantastic. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I didn't feel the need to try a different tire because I could get down to the edge, basically to the edge on the right side at least. If you've seen any of my Instagram posts, you can see on the right side of the tire I was already down to the edge of the tire, and on the left side I still had about a centimeter to go. I could turn much better to the right than to the left. I don't know if that's because I'm a righty, I'm not sure. But I love the tire. Never felt any issue with grip, and even if it does slide a little bit, I can kind of feel it, and it's predictable. And like I said, even on that twisty section back there on the going over the tar strips, and it didn't feel anything. So after a year of ownership, I love the bike. I've had zero problems, zero issues. I did have to go back to the dealer just for a minor recall, and the recall was extremely minor. The fuel tank overflow hose was routed a little too close to the header. Yeah, the header off of the front cylinder, and there was a risk that the hose would possibly move over during riding and touch the header and melt, potentially sealing the hose and preventing the overflow from actually working. So the recall was a 5-minute job of the tech just rerouting the hose slightly and cutting it a little shorter. I mean, it was a joke. But safety first. Ducati's being proactive, mitigating any potential risks, and I applaud them for that. It's good. But otherwise, no mechanical failures, no problems. In fact, all 3 of the Ducatis that I've owned in my life so far over the past 3 years that I've owned Ducatis, I've had zero problems with any of them. So the idea that Ducati is not a reliable brand is something from the past, and right now it's basically a myth. They probably break down as much as any other bike. I mean, any bike can break down. Ugh. Really wish I didn't have all these cars turning here. They're all so slow too. Why don't people understand that when you're on a ramp, once the ramp is done curving, you got to get on the throttle. You got to give the car some gas, because you're merging with people going 80, 90 miles per hour on the expressway. But no, these morons in their cars are just cruising at 45, 50 miles per hour on the ramp when we should be accelerating to merge. Why? Get off your phones. So I got some free time today on a Saturday, which is rare for me, and I am going to take advantage of it as much as I can. Even though it's hot as fuck, I still want to try and get some demoing in. I'm very interested in the Multistrada 950. I'm going to take that out for a demo ride. But if possible, I'm going to try to also get a 1260 so I could do them back to back. And I think that would make for an excellent video for y'alls. So you can get my take on the difference between the Multistrada 1260 and its quote-unquote baby brother. God, the way these people drive, unbelievable. What a bunch of assholes. Why are you in the left lane if you think you're going to need to get off? Idiots. So, yeah, I think a video comparing the 1260 to the 950 Multistradas would be good to discuss whether or not the price difference is in fact justified. Of course, folks with a lot of money to spend, you know, they don't need any justification. The 1260 has more bells and whistles and the larger engine and more power, and that's great. But for the rest of us who do have to kind of think about how much things cost, the 950 might be just plenty good enough. And when it comes to driving and drivers and how bad they are, you know, I understand that people make mistakes. I make mistakes. It happens. You know, we might be in the left lane and we didn't know we had to exit, and then we got to go to the right lane. That happens. I know. But here's the problem, and here's the thing that I can't forgive, is when people make their mistake everybody else's problem. You know, if you're in the wrong lane and you're about to miss your exit and you're all the way on the left side, you made that mistake. You deal with it. Go straight, find a place to turn, do a U-turn, do a three-point turn, turn right, turn left, come back. You know, you take an extra 2 minutes or 3 minutes out of your day because you made a mistake. Don't stop in the middle of the road, regardless of who's behind you and where they're all going, and create a dangerous situation because, oh, I'm in the right lane, I'm in the left lane, and I gotta go to the right. Oh, there's a KTM getting towed. Probably a blown engine. I heard about that. Anyway, if you're on the road and you make a mistake, you miss your exit or you miss your street or you're about to miss it, you know what? You have to deal with it. Don't make it everybody else's problem. Go straight, find a place to turn around safely, come back. Ah, there it is, the toy store, the Motorcycle Center, MCC. Yay! How are you?
Hey, you YouTube?
What's that?
YouTube?
Yeah.
What is it?
Il Mostro.
Oh, you're Il Mostro?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude, I'm following you on Instagram.
Are you?
Yeah, Benny JCW, bro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no.